All right, so he's the now in retirement. He's now the host of Monday Mornings with Mitch, good old friend from the Bills days and now beyond, spending his quiet time doing this type of thing. How you doing, buddy?
Buddy, I'm living in the beyond, enjoying the hell out of it. Rich, I appreciate having me on, dude. I'm super stoked get to talk to you again. You know, you've been very kind over the past few years. Just looking to talk shop, see
Yeah, man.
where it takes us, buddy.
All right, so listen, now that you're retired and you got that extra time we've talked about in your hands, you're watching a game. You want to be watching it in a bar with buds, or you want to be watching it in your home man cave?
Well, that's a good question. I don't think there's one definitive answer, right? I think having options is pretty cool, but I find myself just with the dad duties
Yeah,
and those kind of force my hand in the best way. I find that I found out NFL Red Zone's a thing, and I've heard about it like a folklore. You know what I mean? Like
right.
people talking on their porch swings talking about this ghost they've seen, which is the NFL Red Zone, and it truly is a beautiful way to watch. But I have watched a few games in a few bars. It's enjoyable, but sometimes I find myself just wanting to kind of do my own thing,
Is
and
it?
it's great.
Yeah, is it okay if you are and have you been mistaken for Kelsey?
You know, it's strange. It's a strange question. I recently went to Gainesville, Florida, which isn't too far from our home here in Atlantic Beach. It's about an hour and 30 minutes to watch the Missouri volleyball take on the Florida Gators because my wife played at Mizzou. That's where we met. And we went to a little grubbage place, one of the local spots we want to give a go on our way to the stadium. And yeah, some of the college kids thought because Jason was just in Florida a few days before, and you overheard him talking, and I was like, dude, I don't want to disappoint you. I wish that'd be sick. But no, it doesn't happen as much as you think now. It used to for a bit.
Yeah.
It kind of depends on where you are.
Who wins I don't know. Who wins a drink off
Jason,
between the two of you?
Jason Kelce does.
Yes, he
Jason Kelce
crushes.
wins at about everything except probably crying. I'd win a crying contest over him probably.
It's hysterical. Um, so I got to ask you about Monday. So I don't know this. I've never asked you the question, and I
Sure.
haven't researched it, so I don't know the answer. Honest to God, Monday mornings with Mitch. So I mean, look, we've talked about this. I told you Morse code should have been the way to go, and
Sure.
clearly that never happened. But but what I say doesn't go. What I say doesn't mean anything. In the end. But anyway, Monday mornings with Mitch is the podcast. So I was starting to think about this morning or this afternoon. I was driving home, getting ready to do this thing. I'm like, all right, where could that possibly have come from? Aside from it just being, well, I do this on Monday morning, right? The simplest explanation there is. And I thought, no, there's more to that. He's a thinking man. He's a smart guy. He can be sarcastic and witty, right?
For
Talking about
sure.
you. And I'm like, okay, there's not that many really famous Mitches out there. So the next thing I thought of was there's a famous Mitch, and I'm sure you know who he is, Mitch Albom, and he wrote a book called Tuesdays with Maury.
Tuesdays with Maury. What a great book, man. The best book. The best
Any
book.
at all inspiration from that
No,
for it?
no. Okay. Well, first of all, that's a slam dunk reference because Tuesdays with Maury is one of the greatest books ever written.
Yeah.
Truly is. And I don't read many books. That one I will pick up and slam. No, Morse code probably would have been more apt. Um, you
You can
know,
steal it.
yeah, I
Too
don't
late
know.
now.
It's a little bit too late now. And Monday
Yeah.
mornings with Mitch does not roll off the tongue as well as Morse code. It is a mouthful, but it started in Jeff Mazurk's equipment room, right? So Jeff
Okay.
Mazurk is the head equipment manager for the Buffalo
No,
Bills.
Jeff well. Yep.
Jeff is a great dude. He's been with the Bills forever. He's kind of worked his way up, a young man, right? In this gig, but what he had a couch in his equipment room, more so in his office area. And it was a great place just to go. It had been worn in. It had been around since probably Jim Kelly's time. They just got a new couch this offseason, which was they had. I was hoping they'd have a ceremonial couch burning, but they didn't. Kind of like retiring a flag, But what we would do is Mondays after games, it was kind of an all day sucker with Sean in there, which is fine. Like we got our lift done, Then we'd watch film, but we'd be in there from probably 10 a.m. till 3 in the afternoon on Mondays, which are usually days where you just get your workout in. You're probably your biggest workout, and then you dissect the film and you go from there. But we'd go and we would just talk shop, dude. We'd talk wild shit about Lord knows what, God knows who, football. Sure, we decompress about the game, but we'd also just get on these tangents of really fun things and turn into such a deal that they surprised me one day with the shirts. We had a little theme song, and I'm not gonna say it because it's a little gnarly, but it Monday mornings with Mitch, and so we'd all wear them on Mondays underneath our stuff, and I just loved it. I loved everything about it. I loved the time. I loved grabbing my coffee after my workout in those few hours to kill. We would just sit there and we'd have some of the most unadulterated good times. And when I thought about doing this, I was skeptical about doing a podcast first because there's so many people who have more juice doing this, and it's a fairly saturated deal, especially if you're a guy who's trying to step into it right now. But I can't deny that I enjoy the heck out of it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love chatting to people. It's what fills my cup up. So when I came up with it, I thought, maybe give some homage to something that I really enjoyed. Kind of the same thing. Just of course we're going to talk about football, but we're going to talk about other stuff too. So kind of give it a life of its own.
Okay, so the cartoon of I guess it's you, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Yeah.
is that from the original t-shirt or was that something you guys devised just for the pod?
Yeah, we just devised that. It's a great
Okay.
question. We just devised that for the pod. My buddy Casey Hahi, who's on with me on the show. He's the editor, producer, co-host. He makes this thing run. I can't do it without him. And he was on the video staff. He was on the video department for the Jags and decided to move on. Actually got a really good gig as one of the head video guys for Dick's Sporting Goods. So he just
Okay.
moved to Pittsburgh. Great dude, really unbelievable guy. But he kind of just said, "Hey, let me do this. It's fun. It was easy, especially with the tools you have now." Yeah, so it was cool. I wish that'd be sick, but no, the Monday mornings with Mitch shirt was just this really cool black shirt that just said Monday mornings with Mitch, and it was one of those sweat looking ones where you could just sweat your ass off in it. And it was perfect for Mondays, man. Oh, it was perfect. It was a great shirt. I still have it somewhere. Actually, hold on, it's somewhere.
This will be cool.
I know it will be cool if I have it. Fuck. Somewhere. All right. I'm not even going to pretend like it. Oh, here it is.
Magically appears.
Magically appears. Yep. So here it is.
I love it.
I
That
know.
is collector's item,
There
man.
it is right there. The boys sent it to me when I told them. They were a little fired up about it.
That's cool.
We got that thing rolling. So it was cool.
That's
And
super cool.
trying to hide the Chiefs helmet back there.
Not to go on a tangent that I don't think anybody really likes to go down, but can you talk at all about Nick Mangold? I mean, obviously, there's tight end you, there's not really center you, but you guys, I think there is that natural bond amongst your position.
Sure.
And obviously he was one of the best and such a sad story, man.
Yeah. Yeah. One of those things, dude. I feel like so when I got in the league, there was, and I've said this before, but there really was an embarrassment of riches at the center position, right? Like I stepped in and there's so many guys who, you want to say paved the way. I don't know, but we're doing it at such a high level, right? You had Jason was probably 5 or 6 years in. You had the Pouncey twins. You had Alex Mack. You had Eric Wood. You had Max Unger, among others, right? And then you also had Nick Mangold. I remember the first time watching Nick Mangold really study him was my second year in Kansas City. I had moved from tackle to center. And my footwork, I was so used to still having so much space. I had these quick feet and it got me in so much trouble all the time. And my right tackle, Mitchell Schwartz, who's a great football player, said, "Hey, listen, there's a guy, and Nick Mangold, you know him, but really watch. He's methodical in how he does it. He's tactical in the way he plays." And I watched. I watched endless amounts of Nick Mangold film, and he was just he was a beautiful football player. I mean, on a team that doesn't have the best track record for consistency, he was a consistent factor. And then you get to know guys in this league who know him, right? It's the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, right?
Sure.
In this whole thing. And you just learn about the dude. You learn about who he was and you learned about the father he was. And I think that's the most heart wrenching thing is especially now being a dad, leaving 4 young kids behind is it's a tragedy, you know. So he in all facets of his life he excelled. It's personal football, and it was such a privilege to be in that fraternity of sinners at the same time he was in. I never got to meet him personally, but I felt like I did from the stories and what I got to see from him and the impact he made, not only on the game, but the people, the community of New York, right? It's a tragedy. And you just, and now you hear the outpouring of folks coming and talking about him. You know, there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
And it's because of the way he played football and the way he conducted himself as a human.
Yeah, he deserves that tribute for sure, no doubt. I'm going to stay on the center position, kind of just come off that and try and ramp up a little bit. So obviously, the current Bill center is Connor McGovern. I understand that you actually played with the other Connor
I
McGovern.
did. I did. Yes, I did. That's great. Good research there.
Thank you, thank you.
Well, yes, I've played with both Connor McGoverns. I never got to play with Missouri Connor in the NFL. There was actually a chance I was going to when my free agency was heating up for that second contract. It was between the Jets, weirdly, actually, the Bills, and the Broncos. And Connor was on the Broncos, and he was slated to become the center for him. So I called him, and of course he was
But
happy.
hold on, this is Missouri Connor.
This is Missouri Connor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the other Connor was in the league yet.
No, I
He
don't
might
think he was either. I think you're right.
he might have been. But yeah, so Connor McGovern, the Missouri Connor, I'll just call him Missouri Connor. It's been a great buddy of mine. He was my right guard when I played right tackle. I went to his retirement party up in Minnesota a few months ago, and you know, when we were both in the AFC, when they were both in the AFC East for that bit, I think they were both in the AFC. I think Connor was there at center when Bill's Connor was at left guard. It was very confusing, and in fact, there's a great story about. So the offensive line coach in 2023 for the Jets had two Connor McGoverns in his phone because I'm sure for the recruiting process or what, you know, whatever, he had it, and he called or texted Bill's Connor about this protection that they had ran in practice. And the Bill's Connor's like, Coach, you know, I don't really know what you're talking about. And so the line coach calls him and he goes, "What the hell are you talking about? We just ran this today. What are you doing?" And he finally figured out he was talking to the other Connor. And he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And hung up the phone and then had Missouri Connor text me to talk to that. It was just such a weird thing. And it was really funny. But yeah, I've had the pleasure of playing with both Connor McGoverns.
That's crazy. That's bizarre. Sorry to confuse you there too, because that can
No, 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 no.
that gets confusing.
That's great.
So you mentioned Mizzou on multiple occasions in this pod. They're having a hell of a year, huh?
They are, dude. They are. Yeah, that's a great, great point. They had a heartbreaker against Vandy. I think they lost their quarterback. I don't know if it's for the year, but they had a freshman come in and play well. You know, I think it's going to be. You know, they're not fighting for the SEC championship anymore. I think there's still slim chance to go to the playoffs, but it's fun. It's such a privilege to be an alumni of Missouri right now, and they've been so great with me. They've been so kind, and Coach Trinkowitz has been very forthcoming with information and his time. And I mean, we were able to interview him for the podcast, and it's just a really coal thing. It's very prideful being a Missouri alumni right now.
And were you named to like the SEC Hall of Fame or something recently?
I don't know if it was. That'd be cool if they had a Hall of Fame if I got into it. So every year, first of all, thank you. It was every year a team. You know, every year every team from the SEC names what they call like an SEC legend. And this year I got a call from the AD in August. I was driving back from Disney with my family. He gave me a call. I was floored, man. I couldn't believe it. You know, it's just been so kind, and he's been so gracious, and just so many good things have come about in these past few months that I probably don't deserve, but it tickled me, man. I was so excited. And the fun thing is we're going to fly out for the SEC championship game. It's going to be a whole weekend, but I made a wager with the center for the Chiefs, Creed Humphreys, because Missouri plays Oklahoma late November. And I said, if Missouri wins, I want a Creed Humphreys jersey signed by him, and it says "Miz Go Tigers." But if the Tigers lose, I have to shave everything except my mustache.
Whoa.
And that's going to come up like 2 weeks, maybe 10 days before the SEC Legends thing. So I'm really pulling for the Tigers to win, of course, because I don't want to look stupid. I have no chin, and it's such a great learning tool. And one day, tell my kids, no matter how it goes, right? Like, don't write checks you don't want cashed, because if this doesn't go the way I want it to, Dad's going to look kind of stupid. But it'll be fun. It'll be cool. I'm excited, and it was such a great privilege, man. It really is.
Well, I'm going to share a story with you that really has nothing to do with gambling or a bet or anything. I know
Sure.
yours is a friendly bet, but this is kind of similar. So I was part of my history was a music DJ in terms of, in addition to doing all the sports stuff I was doing. So I'm at a show, you know, the band The Offspring, right?
Sure.
So I'm backstage with The Offspring. I'm just hanging out and I'm watching the meet and greet and the whole thing. And so Dexter Holland, who's the front man for the Offspring, he's signing like every body part known to man with a Sharpie, right? Like everything, boobs
Body
and
part of yours did he sign, Rich? Yeah, dude. Low hanging fruit there, kid. Go on.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Keep going.
So yeah. So just being an ass, I go, Dexter, you know, sign my forehead. And sure enough, he
He's
signed it, but he signed it in giant capital letters, Dick.
oh,
Which I had no idea he was
yeah.
doing
Oh,
until
that's
I
so
looked
good.
in the glass door and saw my reflection of this like Pepsi,
Oh,
bottle dispenser thing. I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you got to be kidding me! And it's a Sharpie,
Oh
and I have
no.
to go out into the parking
Yeah,
lot with
yeah.
that on my
I
forehead.
pray to
So
God you don't get pulled over because
yeah,
you're walking the line regardless if
yeah,
you're pulled
got
sober.
me good. Yeah, because I could be calling somebody else a dick, right? Like,
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's
and
great.
it
That's a
is my
great
real
story.
name, but whatever. He didn't even know
That's
that.
so good.
He
Yeah.
just
Oh,
thought I
that's
was
so
a
funny.
jerk. So he's just like, here you go, dick.
Yeah,
Um,
great. That's a good story.
Thanks. Thank you. I have a couple, not as many as you.
Sure.
Um, so you played with Travis Kelce. So I did a thing with Whitworth and Fitz in Buffalo about a month ago. I was talking to Whit and and I had dinner with Fitz and we were just talking about some stuff. And he said that, and I don't know why I was shocked by this, but Whit had gone out to dinner with Travis and his, well,
Yeah, sure.
Taylor, obviously. And he just gushed about them. He was like, Travis is like the coolest, most down to earth guy you could ever possibly meet. And I was like, really? It's like, well, I mean, it's hard for me to root for him, clearly, but
Sure.
now I kind of want to root for him. Like he's this just good dude.
Yeah. I'll give you a PSA here. He is the best dude.
Yeah.
What you see is what you get with Travis Kelce. He is so kind. He's the best teammate you could have, truly. Like, he'll hype you up. You make a big block down the field, it's like you scored a touchdown, man. Like, he's so he's so positive. He's charismatic, as you see. And I think the greatest thing is just, of course, his life has changed quite a bit in the last, I don't know, last decade, right?
Might have a
He's
sugar mama now. Yeah,
no,
whatever.
well, he's the same dude, man.
I know.
He's a good dude, and it's always a party when you see him. He's always got time. He always texts you back. He's so available, um, and he's just genuine. And I think anyone who has any preconceived notions of Travis or doesn't like the guy, I would ask you to refrain from that, because he's a great person, and
Right.
of course he's a great competitor too, and
Yeah.
that's what might get you a little bit sideways about him. But he's a tremendous football player, loves the game, and he's a beautiful person and a great teammate. So I thought I'm glad Witt had that experience, because it's an experience that I've had, and I'm sure every single teammate of Travis's has had.
Yeah, and it's funny too because if like, who were you a fan of growing up as a kid?
The Texas Longhorns. I was a fan of the Texas Longhorns. No NFL team.
Okay, so you're a fan of the Longhorns, so you hated anybody that played for Oklahoma.
Well, so here's the interesting thing. My grandmother, it's not totally true. My grandmother was Barry Switzer's first ever secretary for football.
Wow.
Yeah. So my dad grew up in Norman for a bit, and my grandmother was Barry Switzer's. So I had a big interest in going to Oklahoma. The team we hated was Texas A&M. Couldn't
Okay.
stand it. Hated Texas A&M, and most people did hate Oklahoma. I just found myself having a hard time too.
Okay. So if A&M, so I mean, Kelsey is for the Bills, what fill in the blank guy might have been for
Sure.
Texas A&M for you.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
So,
I
like
mean, I
that
get
guy
it.
that the fan you despise because he kills you every time, right?
Sure.
But you
Yeah,
want him on your team, right?
without a doubt, you want that guy on your team. I mean, I just think when my round Mount Rushmore of teammates, Travis is on there, without a doubt, unequivocally one of the best, truly.
I want to ask you the other three because that list is probably tougher to come by, I'm assuming.
That is true. I saying that the other great teammates I've had, Josh is up there. I think it's Josh, Travis, and I don't know if it's totally fair. I've had so many great teammates, but I would say putting on my Mount Rushmore would be that I want other people to have that experience, right? That's what I'll say. So Travis, everyone deserves an experience with Travis as a teammate. Josh, everyone deserves to have as a teammate. There's a guy named Foye Aluakon, who's the linebacker for the Jags.
Yep.
Unbelievable teammate, great football player. Everyone deserves to have him as a teammate. And I don't know who I'd put as my fourth. Um,
Say the right thing.
no, I know. I'm trying to think. There's so many good ones. I'm going to say for this Mount Rushmore, there's only three heads on there because I don't know if it's totally fair. But it's one for
Fair.
each team.
Well, look, you're carving this into a new mountain.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I mean, you got to
Something
start somewhere,
terrible happened to the fourth.
right? Yeah, exactly.
Terrible happened. Explode.
Um, so did you more of my stupid research on you? Did you finish with a hotel and restaurant management degree?
These are great questions.
Oh,
I did finish with a hotel restaurant
okay.
degree.
All right. So
In fact, let me see if
money.
I can't find
Oh boy.
a photo of me in my capstone uniform for everyone to. I had the chef's garb and all. All I could do. So you could work front of the house and back of the house. Front of the house is where the seating, making sure everyone gets seated properly, food, all that stuff, servers.
Mater D.
Exactly. Back of
Yeah.
the house. All right, let's see if we can get this. Can you see that? That's me.
Oh, totally can see
That's
that.
me in my garb. It even had my name on it, which was fun. Um,
Do you have that with the Mondays with Mitch T-shirt? I
no,
mean,
I Lord knows where that thing is, dude.
okay.
It's
All right.
lost.
All right.
Thankfully, I enjoyed the heck out of it. I really got into that degree for the. So I went to Missouri. One of the reasons why I went to Missouri was for the hospitality school. I had a pretty good hospitality school, and when I grew up, I wanted to be a Disney resort manager.
Hmm.
And I found out that the lodging section of that, what that entailed, not so much Disney, but just lodging in general, was brutal, dude. Uh, you never stay in one place for more than 3 or 4 years. It's just not conducive for a family environment. So then I got into so it's food and beverage. So I not so much the food part, but the beverage part, like alcohol distribution, was super interesting to me. It's an inelastic demand. The win or lose you booze, very social. But I also learned that has a very dark side of it too. You know, I worked for Anheuser-Busch for a summer and really enjoyed the heck out of it. I learned a lot. But there really aren't many classes for that. It's mostly the food aspect of it. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really interesting. And we ran a restaurant out of the actual hospitality school where anyone can come. So my buddies found out, and for like a week, dude, it was a nightmare. They'd
They,
come back and
they terrorized you.
oh, dude, it was the worst. It was the worst. I really did enjoy it, especially like that capstone year because you get to work with the younger men and women who are in that program, and you get to see how great they are and have that managerial role per se. I really enjoyed the heck out of it. It was cool, and if it doesn't work out, whatever this is, who knows, man? I think you got to really know what you're doing to be in the food business. But I love to fucking eat. I love it.
Well, that's the thing though. You don't want to be in the business. You want to go to the businesses, right? Because if
Totally,
right,
totally,
yeah,
absolutely.
I get that. But if money aside, if you could open up a restaurant, what would it look like?
Oh wow, no one's asked me that. If I had to open a restaurant,
Lots of choices, lots of genres, lots of everything.
There
It's
are
a tough
there
call. I know.
there are. I mean, you think about the polarizing food, right? The people that I want to stay away from the ones that people have such strong opinions about, like barbecue. I think is so it's my favorite food, but I think especially growing up in Texas and being in Kansas City, I've seen it all. I want to stay away from that. And then you got to also see like I'm the pastiest white man on earth, so I don't have any. I would love. I mean, a steakhouse would be great, but also just like a cheeseburger joint, dude. Like a good cheeseburger joint, like a Five Guys kind of deal. Something that you know exactly what you're going to get into. You show up in a specific state of mind. Like I'm just going to go be gluttonous, right? Like give me a place that just has gluttony written all over it, and I'm in, dude.
Okay. So that being said, this just came to mind. You went to training camp in St. John Fisher. Did you ever once have a garbage plate when you were in Rochester?
No, no, dude, I did
Oh
not, and
no.
I regret it immensely because I feel like if you had a garbage plate, you better be ready to flush a garbage plate in the morning. You know what I mean?
100% true.
I mean, I got to a point towards the latter part of my career in Buffalo where even if I wanted to do Pittsburgh Dairy on an off day, like I was going to feel like garbage during 9 on 7, you know? So,
Yep.
no, but now that I have no dog in the hunt, like I can just, I mean, eat a garbage plate. It can come out the exact same way. Like I don't care. I'll enjoy it. You know what I mean? It's cool, man. That's a great question.
Yeah, you have to worry about wearing white pants anymore, my man.
No, 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 Lord knows. Okay, so most of the segments on Monday Mornings with Mitch, most of the episodes end with some thing about me pooping my pants.
Hmm.
My wife is just like, you got to find something else to talk about. I'm like, this is my love, this is my passion. Leave me alone.
So I love you, man. That is why I love you, because I have so many stories about that.
Yeah,
Um,
it what it is. It's the most relatable thing. Everyone's done it. It's
yep.
easy to talk about. There's comedy in it, self-deprecation. It's a great thing to talk about.
Oh man, we drive by a McDonald's on Transit Road in Buffalo, and we call it the shitty McDonald's because somebody might have had a little bit of an accident, and my wife, because we're leaving out of town, driving out of town, had to basically it was only just an overnighter. She
Yeah,
literally had to take like hand wipes and literally have at it with my shorts. It was
yeah.
summer, right? Before we went to where our destination
Well,
was.
that's
So
how you know you married the right gal.
100%.
You just
Yeah,
jumped
when
right
you're
on
willing
it.
to do that, holy crap, pun
No
intended.
doubt. No pun
Yeah.
intended.
Um, so let me ask you some Bills KC stuff because obviously the
Sure.
big game is this weekend.
Right.
For you, what kind of guy was harder to block? Ed Oliver or Chris Jones? So
Mhm.
it's kind of a smaller, quick, stout guy
Yeah.
like Ed Oliver or Chris Jones, who was just kind of big, lanky, but also quick and strong.
I really hated blocking both of those
Yeah.
dudes, man. I had the distinct, I don't know if you want to call it privilege, because it was a nightmare when we went with the Jags last year to Orchard Park and got our tails kicked, having to block Ed. And at one point, it was the quickest time I've ever fallen down. He hit me so hard so quickly because he's just so good at what Ed's so good about doing is changing direction and garnering power. Like his ability to go lateral and then vertical without losing a step is tremendous. And then you have Chris, who's got the full bag of tricks. He's got the length. He's strong as an ox. He really is. In the weight room, he's a pretty special dude. Um, I guess it just depends on the day, and also
Yeah.
depends on what kind of slide help you have at center. You know what I mean? Like, what kind of help do I have? I'd rather not block either of them. Um, so I don't know, because if you answer that question, you're not giving the flowers to the other
Of
dude, and
course.
both guys are exceptional.
I get that. Um, Josh versus Patrick. Played with them both.
Yeah,
How same, how different?
way more similar than any differences. I think hairstyle is probably the biggest difference, right? Both, I think the thing that stood out to me immediately was their competitive nature, and that's thrown around a lot, right? Like, and you think if someone from like the layman thinks of competitive nature, they think about like rah rah, get in your face. hyping up like a pregame speech. When I think of competitive nature, I think about like we have to drive the ball at the end of a game in a hostile environment to go score the way they walk into a huddle. You can just tell like, oh, this dude is so competitive. He'll do anything to will us to win. And it's the demeanor they come into the huddle with. It's calm, but it's violent. It's hard to explain. And both these dudes got it. And when you come into a huddle like that, it permeates through the rest of the group. You see it, and you're like, okay, like no matter what happens, we have a better than a chance to go do this thing because they want the ball in those big moments. That whole Michael Jordan thing. Like you just have that it factor, and I think both those dudes it's a gift, and they have it.
And then two guys who you also worked with and for, who one came from the other's tree,
Andy
Andy Reid,
Reid,
Sean McDermott, right?
yeah.
How same, how different?
How same, how different. This is a tricky one because I love both these guys, right? Like
Sure.
they are. It's so hard to explain.
One's offense, one's defense. I mean, that's the
Yeah,
that's
sure,
the beginning
sure,
of it, obviously
yeah,
obvious, but
for sure. Um, very similar in their ways. Their team meetings are different because Sean has more team meetings. Coach Reed's team meetings are literally you have two of them a week and they're 30 seconds long, maybe. Um, so Sean has more of a it's so hard because they really are similar. They're both super competitive as well. They both have that killer instinct, but they're also extremely personable. And I think the way they're personable is different. And it's so hard to explain Coach Reid unless you've been around him. Because he's deemed as this player's coach, right? And he is, but he's not the rah rah kind of, and he definitely has that grandfather nature because he is, right? But he's just so stoic. And I think Sean's very stoic too. And both guys are obsessed with making their team better and how on every facet of the game and off the field can this thing tick to, and they're always trying to better themselves. Even at Coach Reid, and at 60 something years old, is trying to better himself. One of my favorite Coach Reid stories. Now, this is really answering a question, but I
okay.
find it so interesting. It was my rookie year, and we won our first game, and we lost five in a row. And I'm a rookie, so I really don't know, but we're not feeling the hottest as a team, right? We're on the cusp. We know we got something. Alex is a really good quarterback, have a good defense. We've hit this skid, and we go into a team meeting, and he looks at us in the eye and goes, "Boys, this has never happened to me before. I've never been lost five in a row, but I know it works, so we're going to stick to it." And then we banged off 12 straight wins, and it was just like his ability to say, "We're close. We're not going to change everything. I know exactly what we need." Gave us the green light to continue what we were doing because we were working hard. And he stuck to it. Like he didn't panic. And I thought that was so unique and so cool. And even at the infancy of my career, I knew that was special. And it's something that I've stuck to and given that example when teams aren't doing, teams that we're on aren't doing too hot.
Fair. That works. That
I don't know.
works.
It's tough. It really is tough because people have asked me that question before.
Yeah.
They're both so good. But I feel like even with Coach McDermott being this is year 9
Yeah.
coaching, I still feel like he might be at the infancy of his career. You know what I mean? Like
Still growing.
he's still growing. And I think
Yeah.
that's a great thing. And, Coach Reed's going on 30 something years or whatever. So it'd be interesting to see where these guys are. Yeah. I think they're going to walk a fairly parallel path in the future. It'll be cool to see. I really do. I like them.
Last thing. Are you playing fantasy football now because you can?
No, my wife does. So
Yeah.
my wife does. And I'm very involved in regard emotionally involved. She's like a Dr. Green thumb, like whatever she does, she puts her finger to it and it grows. So that sounds terrible, but that can be taken a different way. But yeah, I do love my wife, but no, she's all over it. I haven't uh, dove in yet. It's still a little bit weird to me right now. I'm just kind of taking it all in and enjoying it as it comes.
What is her team name?
I don't know. She's in. I don't know. I think it's just Team K. She's in with her family. They're
Okay.
a huge family.
All
So
right.
She's winning, I think, right now. She's very proud of that.
Well, that's good. And you play no, you have no personnel. She doesn't ask for advice, nothing. You steer clear of it, or
Oh no,
you
I give
are
her advice. She
okay.
asks for it. I give her advice, and she either, if it goes well, she says, "Okay, we're good job." And if it doesn't go well, I hear a lot more about it. So it's fun.
Well, I tell you, I had my fantasy team yesterday, and I had guys scoring like 30 and 40 points against me, and I'm like,
Oh,
how the hell did that just happen?
my
Right? I
wife does
mean,
have James Cook on her team, so it was a very
there it
good
is.
game yesterday.
My wife also has James Cook on her team. My wife smartly traded for James Cook with my nephew 3 or 4 weeks ago in our family league.
Oh, your nephew made a big fumble, dude. He
Oh,
looked great yesterday.
100%.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
James,
so good.
it was great.
So good. All right, I'll let you go because I know the game's on. I know you want to watch your Chiefs.
No,
Um,
easy, 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 easy,
those Chiefs, I mean.
easy, 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 easy. I
Uh,
appreciate you, Richard. Listen, dude, these are some great questions, man. Really.
I love having you on. I won't bug you so much. I mean, obviously you're doing your thing and keep it up. It looks so good. It looks so fun. And when you have Pat McAfee, when you become the next Pat McAfee,
I
can I
will.
be one of your crony guys, like dressed weird and offering? I will move to wherever you do it from. I don't care. Just think of me.
No, he's the pinnacle, man.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, Pat was so gracious. He's been so gracious. His folks have been so kind. He's on a different trajectory, but if I can sniff even his jock straps in this proverbial space, that'd be great.
He is on a bit of a tear, man. He
He's
is
on a
on a bit of
tear.
a tear.
So
Could
much
you
fun.
cook a field goal if he asked you?
Fuck no.
Would you tear both your hamstrings?
I'd tear I think more so, not so much the hamstring, the groin would
Yeah,
pop.
it'll
Dude.
be it.
That's the biggest thing for me is
Ball game.
it would just, oh yeah, disgusting. But it's cool to see. That's so much fun.
Yeah,
So much fun to see that go down. But I appreciate you, Rich. It means a ton,
man.
man.
Yeah, be well.
Be good, bud. I'll see
Thanks,
you.
pal. Appreciate you. Thanks.